Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the Mighty Jingles. Regular viewers will be aware that we have a certain light tank player going by the name of Aurorik 78 who has established something of a reputation around here as the king of light tanks. It's time for another challenger. Aurorik, you feeling nervous? Yeah, he probably isn't. It takes more than one replay to challenge Aurorik for the crown. You have to be at least consistent, but Black Evil here is going to have a go. In the British Tier 10 light tank, the Manticore, here in this standard battle. I've forgotten the name of the map. It's not Prokhorovka, it's the other one. The one that starts with an M, not Muravanka, that's the magic. Malinovka, that was it. Oh, how did I forget? Kids, don't get old. Seriously, it sucks. Right, anyway, Malinovka. Tier 10 battle, but there are some Tier 9s present. Black Evil's going to show us what he's got. So, the Manticore. Not a popular tank when it was first introduced, mostly because of the gun, which is... I mean, it's a good gun, it's just got a horrible, slow reload. They advertise these British light tanks as being small tanks with battleship guns, which is technically true, because some battleships have 105mm secondaries, but yeah. A fairly aggressive early spotting position, an also fairly obvious early spotting position, but it certainly appears to be working this far. Notice how he reversed into the bush for a quick getaway. This is all fairly standard. Sadly, his team haven't been able to hit anything that he's spotting, at least not yet. Oh wait, there we go. Some spotting damage. A little bit more would be nice. I mean, he has lit up a fair number of enemy tanks, most of which aren't in good cover. Oh, there's some more spotting damage. He's up to 1200. This is not a passive scout replay, by the way. Well, it is at first. 1400 spotting damage. But things are going to get very active very quickly. The BZ-75 could be an issue, but he's probably too far away to actually see him. And he was not spotted. That was somebody getting very suspicious about the bush and pumping a shot into it. And there's a second one, so time to use the repair kit. Since neither of those shots did any actual damage, they just blew his tracks off. That one did damage, though. Yeah, that was a fair amount of damage. Because, of course, if somebody fires into a bush and they hit something, even if they can't see what they hit, they know there's something there, so they're going to keep shooting. So that bush was a... Oh, he's going to... Yeah. He's going to get hit again if he... There it is. Yeah, you really need to take the hint here, Black Evil. That bush has outlived its usefulness. I mean, it's a great spotting position, but they know you're there. You haven't actually gotten any more spotting damage from that bush in the last 30 or 40... Okay, me and my big mouth. There he goes. He's now up to more than 2,500 spotting damage. It's tempting, though, isn't it? Because the bush is working, but it's cost him half of his health. And that BZ-75 and the Leopard 1 behind it are definitely going to be an issue. He's looking to see if he can get an unspotted shot away here. And he probably can. He'd obviously prefer the team to kill it for him. It's been a while since anybody fired through this bush. And the BZ-75 is probably far enough away that he wouldn't be able to see him, but it's no longer the BZ-75 who's an issue. He had to move because of the E50M who moved up into the spot, and while the E50M has been destroyed, he did get spotted, so it's time to do the zoom. Look at this. Like I said, when this tank was first introduced, most people really didn't like it, but it is very small and very fast, and therefore very hard to hit. It's also extremely low profile, so you don't have to take advantage of an awful lot of low ground in order to get out of line of fire. Black Evil is, by the way, now up to 4,700 spotting damage. And he knows that there are enemy tanks that should be visible from here. And there's a very, very handy bush. Right, where did you get... There's the BZ-75 again. That guy is proven to be a real pain in the arse. And there he is. Might be, this could be a kill. It might be worth actually taking a shot yourself to neutralise the enemy scout. And I didn't need to. Good stuff. Checks on the position of the enemy WZ-111. He's out of line of fire of the rest of the team. Moving over here to see if he can light up that BZ-75 again. Head on a swivel here, checking all of the angles for all possible threats. Enemy tanks on the far ridge over the other side of the swamp, but they appear to be mostly out of line of fire. Oh, there we go. Now there's a juicy target if ever we saw one. Team, in your own time, whenever you're ready. Good job. There's another 1,000 spotting damage. He's respotted the BZ-75, but he's dug in good and proper behind that rock. Picks up another 458 spotting damage on the enemy E3 as he moves. Most of the threat over on the team's side of the map has been taken care of. Aside from that stubborn BZ-75, there's nothing he can do about him right now. So instead, notice how he's being proactive here. I mean, he knows when he's exhausted all the spotting opportunities and just moves to a different position. Like here. Oh, that guy's rather close. And his gun instantly swung around. Yep, you got spotted. Ducks down to protect himself from the enemy on the ridge, but this guy could be an issue. Now, the Manticore, like other tanks with oscillating turrets, the French, for example, has real problems shooting at targets that aren't on the same elevation. So he basically had to take care of that guy himself. And in order to do it, he basically had to have the tank on level ground. Because the tank doesn't have great gun depression, but it's the gun elevation that's a big issue, thanks to the overhang at the back of the tank. Oh, that was a good shot. The ammunition stowage means that you can't actually point the turret up very far. So if a target is on higher ground than you, or if you're not on level ground, and you need to get the gun up, it can be really, really difficult. Unlucky to not get a penetration there. Despite his best efforts, he did get smacked in return. It's unlikely that the WZ-111 is going to want to risk coming out in order to follow up that shot. And that's exactly what he's counting on, of course. Either the WZ-111 stays in cover and can't shoot him, although the rest of the enemy team are certainly trying, or he moves out of cover and he gets hammered by the rest of Black Evil's team. Either way, it's all good for Black Evil. The rest of the team came around the corner of the swamp, finished off the WZ-111 while it was trying to get a shot into Black Evil here. Man, look at these targets. Look at all of the spotting damage. There's going to be a kill here, surely. Take your time. Yep, there it is. Remember, this 105mm gun, while it is good, it only fires about once a week, so if you're going to take the shot, make sure. Take your time. 3 enemies remaining. Look at all this spotting damage piling up, man. There's the last one. It's artillery. Oh, it's fired. You could probably kill him yourself here. You can certainly afford to... Well, okay, maybe not. But hey, it's all more spotting damage. I'm sure he's not complaining. You know, he only fired 4 shots that entire game, and all of them hit, although one, the shot against the WZ-111, failed to penetrate. But it's not the direct damage that he did, which was slightly over 600. It was the spotting damage, which was more than 12,000. And of course, in World of Tanks, you earn experience and credits at a rate of 50% of all the damage done to vehicles that you have spotted. Which means that despite only firing 4 shots and only doing 618 damage, all of that spotting has resulted in his by far being the highest experience earning member of the team. And I mean, it's not even close. He almost doubled the experience earned of the next best player on the team, who did 4,000 damage of his own. For a moment here, I was going to say commiserations and a shout out to the WZ-111 and the AMX M4 on the enemy team, both of whom earned over 1,000 base experience on a defeat, because that's got to suck. And then I realised I was looking at their damage done, not their experience. The 2 best players on the enemy team didn't earn 500 base experience between them. In fact, it was a pretty miserable performance from the entire enemy team as a whole. So let's just move on quickly beyond that. Although I do feel I should maybe speak up in defence of the enemy AMX-13-105, who, I mean, he certainly looked like he was trying to spot targets, but he was getting comprehensively outplayed by Black Evil. And judging by his pitiful less than 200 base experience, and he was the 4th best player on the enemy team. I don't think anybody was particularly interested in shooting at the targets that he was aligned enough, but it did at least look like he was trying. But that's enough about that. This one was definitely all about Black Evil. Nearly 13,000 spot and damage in the Manticore here in this Tier 10 battle on the Malinovka map. Definitely an impressive performance, although I don't think it's going to be quite enough to take Aurorik's crown. Although, of course, your mileage may vary, and I'm sure you'll have a few things to say about this battle in the comments section, but whether or not you agree that there is in fact a new sheriff in town in the shape of Black Evil, I think it's important that we keep Aurorik on his toes. You know, we keep the pressure up with light tank replays of this kind of quality. We don't want him resting on his laurels or anything. So Aurorik, the gauntlet has been thrown down. You know what to do. In the meantime, I hope you've all enjoyed today's battle, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.